A record jail term has been handed down for insulting the Thai monarchy. A former civil servant has been sentenced to 87 years in prison for sharing audio clips that violate lese majeste law. But it has been reduced by half after she pleaded guilty. It is still the highest sentence imposed. Saksit Sayasombat reports.
It is the highest and harshest punishment anyone has ever gotten for defaming the monarchy, also known as the lese majeste law. The woman has been sentenced to 87 years in jail, but it has been halved to 43.5 years because she pleaded guilty. She's being accused of posting audio clips of somebody else talking about the monarchy, and that was deemed insulting to the institution. That alone was enough to punish her with a minimum of 3 years, but for 29 offenses. So that's why this adds up to this high prison sentence, which is practically a life sentence for her. Article 112 of the Thai Criminal Code, that's the lese majeste law, punishes any insults or defamations or threats against members of the royal family with up to 15 years in prison per offense. But more often than not, in the past, the law has been more loosely interpreted and used against even vague criticisms and allusions. This and another conviction yesterday on Monday, where a man has been sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. That is the first time that anybody has been convicted for lese majeste in a while, because the law hasn't been used for a couple of years. Last summer, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has even said that the king has told officials not to use that law anymore as a sign of mercy. However, last fall, the law has been revived at the height of the youth-led anti-government protests, which saw weeks and months of mass rallies calling for pro-democracy reforms of the whole political power structure in Thailand, including an unprecedented call to reform the monarchy, an institution that is officially to be held in high esteem. And one part of that is that the lese majeste law should be done away with, but now the exact law is being used against them. At least 39 activists have been charged or will face charges for lese majeste so far, many of them multiple charges, as the authorities are trying to crack down on what they see as an anti-monarchy campaign. The latest conviction can be seen as a warning shot and as a chilling reminder that the law is still there, and with dozens of cases already thrown against the activists, that is something that will accompany them for years to come. While the mass protests of last year are currently on a break due to the new surge of COVID-19 cases here in Thailand, the record conviction will give the protesters more reasons to argue against Thailand's draconian lese majeste law. Saksit Sayasombat, CNA Bangkok.